The following is a paid advertisement for the American Gladiators Orlando Live. It's the most thrilling action on television, and now you can see the American Gladiators live and up close in Orlando, Florida. It's 90 minutes of power-packed excitement, starring the same superbly conditioned male and female athletes known around the world. These awesome athletes face fierce contenders in the assault, breakthrough and conquer, joust, whiplash, the wall, and powerball. You'll cheer them on from Gladiator Arena, the only place in the world where the American Gladiators compete live. For tickets and information, call 1-800-BATTLE-4. That's 1-800-BATTLE-4. American Gladiators is a name recognized by most people throughout the world. Now you can see them live in Orlando, Florida. The next half hour will detail some of the actual events in each show and allow you, the viewer, a behind-the-scenes look at the Gladiators themselves.
Everybody say hi to that big old Gladiator standing up there on top of the platform. That Gladiator's got a big gun up there, and that big gun shoots tennis balls faster than a Nolan Ryan fastball. 125 miles an hour, and he's going to be shooting those tennis balls at contenders as they work their way to each of these 5 high-tech weapon stations. The contender's goal is to fire off a shot and hit that big target up there by the Gladiator's head. If the contender is successful, they will pick up 4 points for their team, in addition to 1 point for every weapon station they make it to along the way, provided, of course, they don't get picked off by one of those deadly accurate shots. 9 points total best score in this event, 60 seconds in which to do it, half football, half wrestling. The first half of the event starts off with the handoff of the football. Down there by the stage, the contender must run it up the field. They're heading for this blue line right here, the end zone, if you will. If the contender can cross this blue line with the football, they will pick up 5 points for their team. Regardless of what happens here on the gridiron, the contender makes his way over here to the wrestling ring, where they will square off toe-to-toe against another mighty gladiator. Their objective here is to remove the gladiator from the circle with a wrestling move. They have 10 seconds in which to do that. If the contender is successful, they will pick up another 5 points for their team. 5 points on the gridiron, 5 points in the wrestling ring, 10 points total for breakthrough and conquer. This is the Joust, our all-out full-contact battle event, just like the game played on TV. Gladiator on one pedestal, contender on the other, and they're armed with 7-foot military-style pugil sticks. 30 seconds on the clock. The contender's goal is to knock the gladiator off the pedestal. If they are successful, they will pick up 10 big points for their team. However, if the contender cannot knock the gladiator down but does remain on their pedestal for the duration of the time, weathering those return blows, they will pick up 5 points for the draw, no points for the knockdown. Our referee is standing up on top of the whiplash ring, holding up a very important piece of equipment, an integral part of the game whiplash. It's called the dog bone. Object of the game, own the bone. Gladiator and contender tie up into either end of the dog bone. At the whistle, the contender must remove the gladiator from this big red circle or the dog bone from the gladiator's mighty grip. If they are successful, they will pick up 10 big points for their team. If the contender cannot remove the gladiator from the ring or lose their own grip on the bone, it's a long walk back to the locker room because we award no points for second place. That's the very same wall you see on TV, 32 feet high. It's where we pit the hunter against the hunted in 60 seconds of all-out competition, a climb to the top. Both contenders start off at the base of the wall. At the whistle, they head skyward. First one to the top in 60 seconds picks up 10 big points for their team. Second contender to the top of the wall picks up 5 points for the team. The problem is they're not alone up there. They are being pursued by 2 American gladiators whose sole objective it is to rip them off the wall and leave them dangling from the ropes, scoreless. It's crunch time here in Gladiator Arena, which means it is time for our final event, our signature event. It's called Powerball. Perhaps the most violent game ever devised for TV, 45 seconds of unbridled mayhem out here on the floor. There are canisters poised at either end of the field. They contain colored balls that correspond to each team playing tonight. At the whistle, both contenders square off at either end of the field and head off into this field of 5 scoring pods. The perimeter pods are worth 2 points for the dunk. The center pod is worth 3 points for the dunk. The object of the game is for the contender to shake and bake their way through this field and score as many points as possible in the time allotted. Problem is, they're not alone out here. This field is guarded heavily by 2 American gladiators whose sole objective it is to deny the score. They have every means available at their disposal in which to do that, and you will see it all out here in Powerball. Pushing, shoving, stripping, tackling, double teaming, you name it, it happens right here in Powerball.
If you think the Gladiators are tough, check out the host.
This is Tank. Tank is one of our extreme gladiators. Extreme because he feeds not only off food and nutrients, but adrenaline. He's jumped out of airplanes, he goes hunting, he's ridden bulls, wrestles alligators, just about everything you could imagine that invokes both fear and incredible skill and facing dangers and fears that most people would just run away from. Now, we have some incredible footage of you in the water fighting an alligator.
Hey folks, I'm Tank with the American Gladiators. This is Jeff Quattrochi, and we're here at Jungle Land in Kissimmee, Florida, where Jeff has asked me down, was nice enough to ask me down to play with his animals. Yes, wild alligators. I strive on adrenaline, and that's what we're gonna do. And Jeff has been working with me, he's been nice enough, and we're gonna show you what we got. So, Jeff, tell us a little bit about this.
Yeah, well, first of all, we want the kids to know out there to never go out and mess with the wild alligators. And go out and catch one like I'm going to show Tank here how to do, and he's going to show you how to do. Alligators that we use are perfectly capable of ripping a man's arm completely off. So kids, never go out and mess with the wild alligators.
Well, great. Now that we got that down, Jeff, let's go see what you got.
Let's go.
I'd like to tell all you kids out there that at no time am I putting any harm on this alligator, because I don't want him to put any harm on me. Hold it. Good. Yeah. How was that, guys? Pretty intense, ain't it? This is how you hold an alligator. Intense, ain't it, baby? Jeff, I really want to appreciate you letting us come out here and do this. You're a wonderful trainer. Couldn't have done it without you.
My pleasure.
But you know, after dealing with these gators, you know, it's just you built that intensity up, and I want to try something bigger, and I know you got some bigger gators here, so I really want to give it a shot, Jeff, really.
Tank, I don't think you're ready, man.
Jeff, you talk. You are the best, Jeff, and I'm going to do it, Jeff. I'll be right back.
Well, let's go see what happens.
Jeff, I got him. I got him, Jeff. Is he still? I got him. I told you I could handle him. This is a 126-foot alligator, everybody, and that Tank has got a grip on him. Oh!
What would make an otherwise safe human being actually jump into the fray with a man-eating beast?
Well, John, I would say fear. Fear is the unknown, and I like turning that fear into pure intensity.
Some of the events that you're really good at here happens to, one of them in particular is whiplash. And you have an interesting move that involves a little bit of a flip and practically the actual removal of your opponent's wrist. And I'm shocked out there night after night that you haven't, in fact, severed somebody's hand on that thing. How exactly did you come up with that flip move?
Well, I think what I did is I took a combination from Turbo, which I admire the most, and Saber, of his strength, and because they used to do an alley-oop type move, and I said, well, let's design something different. So I designed that Tank roll, and it's just an intensity move to where you're just, your adrenaline's pumping and you're ready to roll, and you're looking them in the eye, you're stalking your victim, and then you hit him.
He's out of there.
He's out of there.
Sometimes in less than a second.
Yeah.
Now, recently you've been playing with a little bit of an injury. You've been playing whiplash with a broken finger on the actual hand that you grip the dog bone with. How the heck are you playing with a broken finger? Doesn't it hurt?
Well, once again, John, it's that intensity. Whistle to whistle doesn't hurt a bit. After the whistle, it's a little bit different story, but whistle to whistle, intensity builds up, and I'm ready to roll. Hey, listen, y'all, you want to come see me? I'm not the prettiest one, but I can guarantee you I'm the craziest one. Come see us. Call 1-800-BATTLE-4.
It's the most thrilling action on television, and now you can see the American Gladiators live and up close in Orlando, Florida. It's 90 minutes of power-packed excitement, starring the same superbly conditioned male and female athletes known around the world. These awesome athletes face fierce contenders in the assault, breakthrough and conquer, joust, whiplash, the wall, and Powerball. You'll cheer them on from Gladiator Arena, the only place in the world where the American Gladiators compete live. For tickets and information, call 1-800-BATTLE-4. That's 1-800-BATTLE-4.
I'm sitting here with Sky, one of our more seasoned veterans on the show. She's been on probably longer than anybody here. How long have you been on the show?
Going 7 years, and then of course a year here with the live show. That gets us about 8 years now.
In preparing for the show, what gets you psyched up and ready to do battle out there against some pretty tough athletes?
Oh, you know, just as the show gets ready every night, the music, the lights, the atmosphere here, having this audience night after night go nuts. When we're in the back in the dressing room and you start doing our intros, to hear how much you work the crowd and realizing that they're up and they're ready and they're psyched about getting to see us in person and what we've been doing over the years. I mean, your little heart gets going crazy, and you know, you come out and do the best show you can, and every night it's wonderful because the audience gets into it so much.
It gets pretty rowdy here in Gladiator.
That's an understatement.
Well, how does that differ from the TV show?
Well, the TV show is wonderful, but we don't get to really have that one-on-one contact with the audience. We do have people in the area that sit in the audience, but we don't really get to interact. I mean, here at the theater, we get to come out in the audience, talk to all the people that have watched us over the years and watch us change, sit down with them, laugh, giggle, jump up, hug them, you name it.
This is Siren. Siren is one of our veteran gladiators. She's been on 6 seasons. She's also one of my favorite gladiators. Actually, she is my all-time favorite gladiator because she's my wife, too. Seriously. Now, I hope that doesn't offend any other gladiators, but hey, I can't be married to everybody. Can I?
No.
Siren has a very interesting story behind her, and something that people need to really understand when they come here to Gladiator Arena and see the show. And in fact, we dedicate a whole section of the show just for her. Siren is an incredible athlete. She started off very young in track and field in high school. She competed in events at her high school and set records there that to this day remain unbroken. She went on to pursue the sport of bodybuilding and won the 1990 USA Bodybuilding Championships. And later on went on to place 3rd in the Miss Olympia competition, which is as good as you get in the sport of bodybuilding. And last year, or in 1995 actually, she competed on a very special team of ladies. For the very first time ever in its 143-year history, there was an all-female defense of yachting's most coveted and prestigious prize, the Race for the America's Cup. And Siren here was on A-Cube, the women's team. One of the most remarkable things about Siren's accomplishments is a fact many of you may not know. When she was just 3 years old, she progressively began to lose her hearing. Right now, without the use of hearing aids, Siren is almost totally deaf. Now, she can see all the action out on the floor. She has a very acute sense of herself athletically. But the fact that you can't hear, is that an added benefit to your abilities out there? Are you able to focus more because you can't hear and are able to tune out the noise?
Yes, that's true. I think I do focus better. I don't get distracted because of the noise and the people clapping and things like that because I can't hear that. So.
Now, Siren is able to read lips, and that's how she knows what I'm saying right now. But one of the other forms of communications that Siren uses, as you can see, is sign language. And she's taught sign language to everybody in here. There's not one person in Gladiator Arena that doesn't know how to say something in sign language. And she's taught some of it to everybody here, as I said, including our dancers, who now, together, you guys do a dance number out on the floor to a song that's very special to you. Tell us about that.
It's called Heal the World, and it is a very special song.
There's a place in your heart, and I know that it is love. It's a place so much brighter than tomorrow. And if you really try, you find there's no need to cry. In this place you feel there's no hurt or sorrow. There are ways to get there if you care enough for the living. Make a little space, make a better place. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people
Siren, the live show, the TV show, two very different things. Which do you like the best?
I think I really enjoy the live show better because I feel more myself, my personality. I'm more open.
Now, Siren, for all of your friends and fans that want to come see you here live, what's the number they're going to call to go to see you?
If you want to call for tickets, it's 1-800-BATTLE-4. And for TTY users, you're going to need to use the relay service. Thank you. I hope to see you.
It's the most thrilling action on television, and now you can see the American Gladiators live and up close in Orlando, Florida. It's 90 minutes of power-packed excitement, starring the same superbly conditioned male and female athletes known around the world. These awesome athletes face fierce contenders in the assault, breakthrough and conquer, joust, whiplash, the wall, and powerball. You'll cheer them on from Gladiator Arena, the only place in the world where the American Gladiators compete live. For tickets and information, call 1-800-BATTLE-4. That's 1-800-BATTLE-4.
As you can see, I'm being practically obliterated out of the camera shot now, sitting next to who we affectionately refer to as the big man, Titan. He's one of our new gladiators on the show, and the biggest. You're known for your athletic ability here on the show, and for a guy your size, you certainly can move. You are fast as fast as I've ever seen for a big guy, and some of the events where that pays off, probably in whiplash, breakthrough and conquer, things like that. What's your favorite event out there of the speed events?
The speed events, I have to say, I want to say Powerball, actually.
Because you get to beat on people.
It's sort of like football. You know, I used to play football back in my day, and it reminds me of just, getting in there and just knocking heads and just kind of take them out,
Inflicting pain.
Yeah.
Now, one particular event where you hold the record of inflicting the most pain is the joust.
Yeah.
And I think the other night you broke your all-time record of broken joust sticks over contender's head. What are you up to now? 4?
Up to 4.
4 joust sticks. Now, just to explain how a joust stick is made, it's a piece of pipe, with PVC, plastic pipe, and it's got a 7.5-pound pad on each end.
Yep.
And you were wailing on somebody to the degree that entire pad split and it was snowing stuffing all over the place. Now you have a dual use for that whiplash ring, for that whiplash platform.
Yeah.
You actually use it as a flying saucer for part of the show.
That's true.
What's that about?
We do a little rap routine here, type of a dance routine with the girls, and it's one of the best. I think it's one of the best parts of the show. Because everyone, in the mood to, have a good time, like a party, kind of a concert type style event.
Lasers, smoke, the whole
lasers,
thing.
The whole nine.
The crowd really gets rocking at that point in the show.
Fun.
The big dude can move too, let me tell you.
They said I couldn't win, but I won it. They said it couldn't be done, but I done it. It's a contest, a protest. It's a personal conquest. I ain't afraid to challenge the best. I ain't afraid to challenge the best. I ain't afraid. I am the best. I am a gladiator man.
It's the most thrilling action on television, and now you can see the American Gladiators live and up close in Orlando, Florida. It's 90 minutes of power-packed excitement, starring the same superbly conditioned male and female athletes known around the world. These awesome athletes face fierce contenders in the assault, breakthrough and conquer, joust, whiplash, the wall, and powerball. You'll cheer them on from Gladiator Arena, the only place in the world where the American Gladiators compete live. For tickets and information, call 1-800-BATTLE-4. That's 1-800-BATTLE-4.
I'm sitting here now with Dallas, one of our newer gladiators, both on the TV show and here on our live show in Orlando. When you're here in Orlando and you see the opening of the show and you see Dallas come out first, she does this incredible long string of back handsprings and backflips and really gets the crowd on their feet.
Texas Twister, Dallas!
You also have a fighting background, a little boxing, a little kickboxing, and you recently won the Toughest Woman in the World competition, which aired recently on pay-per-view.
Yes.
This is Flash, and in spite of his looks, he is in fact a gladiator. Now, as far as the events here in Gladiator Arena, the wall seems to be one of the events you excel in. In fact, the whistle isn't even done blowing and you're halfway up that thing.
Well, like I said, speed. Speed's the main thing. They pick me for my quickness, my agileness, and I guess the stupid things I do out there. And I guess climbing up the wall like Spider-Man is one of my best techniques.
This is the mighty Thor. Now, Thor is not your run-of-the-mill gladiator here in Gladiator Arena. Although he is new, Thor is originally from Birmingham, England. Now, many of you may know that there is a British version of the American Gladiators, and Thor, you're not there. You're here. You're here with us in America doing the American Gladiators, original American Gladiators. You certainly could have been on the British show. How come you chose to come here?
I decided to come where it actually originated from, you know, and be with the best. I mean, I don't want to sound disrespectful to my country, but this is where it's happening.
Certainly
and that, for me, is a place to be.
If you want to come down here to the show and see this big lug actually perform and see what he's like, tell them how they can do that.
And this goes out to all you British while they're staying in the hotels. 1-800-BATTLE-4. Come and see me. Check me out.
It's the most thrilling action on television, and now you can see the American Gladiators live and up close in Orlando, Florida. It's 90 minutes of power-packed excitement, starring the same superbly conditioned male and female athletes known around the world. These awesome athletes face fierce contenders in the assault, breakthrough and conquer, joust, whiplash, the wall, and powerball. You'll cheer them on from Gladiator Arena, the only place in the world where the American Gladiators compete live. For tickets and information, call 1-800-BATTLE-4. That's 1-800-BATTLE-4.
I'm sitting here with Jade now. Jade, again, is one of our newer gladiators here on the show, and she's an incredible athlete when you come down here to Gladiator Arena and check her out. Now, other than, of course, you spent a lot of time in the gym, and there was a recent rivalry in the gym, and one which further chopped away at Hawk's image. In fact, I heard that you beat him in a bench press competition.
Well, actually, it was using dumbbells.
Par for the course with Hawk.
I trained with Tank, one of the male gladiators. Awesome team, I must say. We saw Hawk struggling with the 70-pound dumbbells on the flat bench. So Tank challenged me. He says, look, I know you can do 90s on the incline bench, which is a little bit more difficult. and I went and busted out 3 reps.
It's all about teamwork. That's what makes the Gladiators a true family. Teamwork, baby!
I'm sitting here with the famous, if not notorious, Hawk. He is known for many things, and including other personas that he brings into the show, including one in particular called Hawkina. Now, you want to explain exactly who Hawkina is? Some say she's your sister, but no one could be that ugly.
Well, John, when we're down here in Orlando, we have a part of the show where we truly try to get out in the crowd and, you know, let the crowd enjoy the one-to-one relationship with us. Well, what I do is I come out with a wig on my head. Of course, as if I'm not ugly enough already. Imagine me with a silver wig on my head. I run into the crowd, I'll grab a defenseless female, and we do the Hawk butt dance.
It's been outlawed in about 4 states.
Actually, we're up to 6 as of this morning.
Is it?
It came across the fax machine.
Also, you've recently been to the beach. What was that like?
Well, as you can imagine, when large people like the American Gladiators walk into any crowd, much less when we're half naked on a beach with other half naked people, it's a sight to be seen.
1-800-BATTLE-4 for tickets and reservations.
How do I come in? There you go, baby. There you go. Work it, son. Work it.
Watch how creatively I get free stuff.
Hey, lady! Give me some free stuff!
Subtlety is key.
Hey!
Okay, when in doubt, be obnoxious and get on stage. Okay. Somebody get a stopwatch. See how long it takes me to get thrown out of here.
You can send me on the 192. Dial 1-800-BATTLE-4 for tickets and reservations.
Also, in light of relieving some stress, you would perhaps also spend some time in the gym.
Well, actually, the gym is probably where is probably the only place where I stay calm because I am not as strong as some of my female teammates.
I think we have a clip showing that little bit of putting you in a perspective.
Don't show that. Don't show that.
I think we should. Can we roll that, please?
There you go. Good. Woo! There we go. One more. One more to grow. Come on.
It's okay, Hawk.
Thanks, man. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on the 192, about 3 miles east of I-4, south of Orlando in Kissimmee, Florida. Dial 1-800-BATTLE-4 for tickets and reservations. 365 big days a year we're in the show. 1-800-BATTLE-4, BATTLE-4.
It's the most thrilling action on television, and now you can see the American Gladiators live and up close in Orlando, Florida. It's 90 minutes of power-packed excitement, starring the same superbly conditioned male and female athletes known around the world. These awesome athletes face fierce contenders in the assault, breakthrough and conquer, joust, whiplash, the wall, and Powerball. You'll cheer them on from Gladiator Arena, the only place in the world where the American Gladiators compete live. For tickets and information, call 1-800-BATTLE-4. That's 1-800-BATTLE-4. The preceding show was a paid advertisement for the American Gladiators Orlando Live.